So you're going through all this. What and when you go through bankruptcy, like before that, is it just you have just so much debt because you underbid jobs, or I guess what's going on?
Well, so yeah, so basically we didn't get paid. So I had a contract for about $400,000, and because we were not fulfilling our end of there's a whole lot more to it, but essentially because we weren't fulfilling our end of the bargain, I wasn't getting paid. So then I was unable to pay my bills.
Gotcha. And then when you declare bankruptcy, what is that like? Like I've talked to a couple people that have been through it, and I've not. I mean, nobody jumps for joy at it. So what is that like going through that for you?
Um, in the beginning, it was a little hard pill to swallow, but now it's actually kind of freeing because it's going to eliminate a lot of my debt. Like, I mean, I have to start all over. I mean, I'm going to have to give back my machines because those are all financed, but I mean, I can always buy more.
Hmm.
So I'm just kind of cleaning house, but it's kind of freeing because now it allows me to not be straddled with that stress, the whole time.
And mentally, like when you go, like I had a former client that ended up going through it, and he was like, Logan, you go to the courthouse and like you're at the low point in your life, and there's no compassion out of people because it's just they got to do their job. And he's like, they just kind of look at you like you're just this piece of shit that can't pay off their stuff. And that was his reality.
That's very accurate. That's pretty much how everybody treats you because they act like you did it on purpose or you're trying to screw especially as a contractor, like you're trying to screw these people over or whatever the case is. And and maybe some people are, but that's not my reality.
Because I remember that, like in the Navy, when I didn't make it through Buds, like talking to the community manager afterwards, who's the one that's supposed to like help reassign you to the next thing. Like I had a 10-minute conversation with him, like it's like literally the day after I quit, because they're like, yeah, you got to go talk to this guy, and he wouldn't like. I woke him up from a nap, and then he wouldn't even make eye contact with me, and he was like, where do what do you want to do next? And the whole time he's got his head down in his hands, because again, I just woke him up, and I'm like, I want to do this, and he just shakes his head and goes, not gonna happen. What else do you want? And I'm just like, I just want you to fucking make eye contact with me first. Like that was my rock bottom. And I firmly believe that everybody's rock bottom is relative. Like for some people, it's what you talked about, having $0. Other people, it's only having 99. But it's like the emotion that you go through is all comparable. So when I'm going through that, and I'm like, this dude won't even look at me. Like I didn't choose this. I mean, I guess I technically chose it, but like I wasn't trying for this. It just worked out this way. And I was so mad at him that he just like wouldn't even like look at me, that I was like, fuck this guy.
Right. I mean, it's no different. I mean, I've lost friends over it, and I've lost a lot of people in my life because of it. And honestly, like I felt really worthless until actually I found you guys, to be honest.
So you're going through the bankruptcy, you feel worthless. I guess what with us, and I don't want this to turn into like why the CGN is the best thing, but like what was it about us that like us or CSA or 100K or whoever it is, what was it about that community that you said, okay, this is why I want to be around?
I guess the easiest answer would just be the positivity and encouragement. And I don't, from my perspective, I mean, other people probably have different opinions. But I never had a lot of that in my life. And so even though like, it's not necessarily it's not directed directly at me every single post, but it's just the constant show of support is amazing. Like, it's just very eye opening to see other guys and hear other guys' stories, of what they've been through when they grew up and how they constantly rally around and help support and are always willing to give help where they can.
So being around that, I mean, we talked in Florida, and you talked about how you had like a buddy of yours that was just like constantly negative. Are you like, what was that story? And are you still friends with that person?
No. I pretty much got rid of 99% of my friends. I mean, I got like one or two now that I kind of talk to, and I've been to these new people that are more graceful is a good way to put it. But no, like even in Florida, like when I met, like, I mean, it takes me a while to wrap your head around that kind of stuff, especially when you've never been exposed to it. So for me on my journey here at, with the CGN and CSA is, you see it from the outside for a couple of months, but it takes a little bit of time for it to sink in and go, wow, these guys are genuine and not just, looking to fill their own pockets.
And with that, I mean, when you're seeing other people like, Anthony Abbott, right? Like that dude, I mean, he's crushing it right now. Like when you see that, are you watching like the 4 minute mile happen in front of you? Like, wow, these other people are like doing it. If they can do it, I can do it. Or is it just, that doesn't really affect you? And it's just more of, you just have to have more time in the community to see that this is legit and not just a marketing scam.
No, it's at this point, it's definitely like, wow, these guys are doing it. I can do it too. It took me a minute to come to that realization because there's plenty of places and people and groups out there that it is a marketing scam, right? And so like, and I never felt that way about this group, but it still just takes a while to be like, oh wait, like, because especially when you see successful contractors, the assumption is they've always been successful. And until you kind of get to know them and hear what they went through to get to where they are, you don't really know that they were where I was or where I am. And then they just decided to make a change, reached out for help, and have been learning how to be better. And then that leads to their success.
So you essentially just are like, now, like when you reverse engineer their path, you're like, oh, that's just the path I got to take and I'm good.
Essentially, yeah.